2,000 Borough fans have got to go there and hopefully roar us onto a victory. But you know what it is? It's hard to see now. I can't take it at Norwich. I can't stand Norwich. It's that club that just irritates me. Yo guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another video. Now, as you can see from the title, I'm of course a Borough fan, ready to give my opinion on the whole Newcastle United takeover sort of story and how I sort of feel it will impact the Premier League and of course Newcastle United at the same time. Now, before I go any further, this is not a sort of hatred video. I'm not making this to try and slag off Newcastle or slag off Mike Ashley, although you'd probably enjoy if I did slag off Mike Ashley. This is just simply my opinion on the whole takeover sort of story that I'm obviously seeing from the outside perspective. And like I say, it's not a hatred video. As I say, my girlfriend's a Geordie. I'm not bringing no hate off this video. I just want to simply give my opinion as a football fan on this sort of developing story that's coming out of obviously Newcastle, coming out of Saudi Arabia. And of course, you know, having a girlfriend that of course supports Newcastle, you hear a lot about this sort of takeover, the long-winded process, as I like to call it. You know, it seems like it's taking its sort of time to go through and whatnot, but I just want to delve into it a little bit and sort of give my own opinion on, you know, do I agree with the whole, you know, foreign owners sort of coming in, buying football clubs and making them sort of elite? Do I agree with it? Do I not? I just want to touch on everything really, you know, to do with the whole takeover sort of business now. You know, as I've already said there, you know, about my girlfriend being a Geordie, etc. When you hear a Newcastle fan getting gassed over the fact that they're going to get taken over by the Saudi Arabians, listen, it's an awful lot of money coming in the door, and I understand this. As a Borough fan, you sort of think to yourself, nice one. From a footballer's perspective here, is it good business for Newcastle United? Yes. Even though I support Middlesbrough, I don't like Mike Ashley. You don't like Mike Ashley. A lot of people don't like Mike Ashley inside the world of football. I just think he's a bad egg. I'll be honest with you, I just think he's a bit of a poisonous egg. You know, as soon as he goes to a football club, he's not really going to fund your football club. He doesn't really want to bring any passion or any sort of thrive. He just sort of wants the sort of money side of it all. You know, in life, you can say he's done well. For Newcastle United, you can say maybe he hasn't done so well. But, you know, listen, splashing 40 million on Joe Linton. He's only got you 3 goals all season. Again, not so much good business there, but, you know, I look at it and I think, you know, the Saudi Arabian owners that are going to come in, they're going to invest a hell of a lot of money. From what I'm sort of reading and hearing, it's going to be very, very good business for not only Newcastle, but as well as the actual city itself. You know, they're also going to put money into the training ground. Hearing some stories about the Newcastle United training ground honestly baffles me. For a Premier League team to have the facilities as low as what they've got at the moment really does shock me. I'm not going to lie to you. I mean, you know, it's obvious that things need improving. Of course, I'm always inside the city of Newcastle, and I honestly love the city. I'll be honest with you, I do love the city. I do love the people. I think people there are absolutely amazing. I think they're absolutely wicked. You know, and there is plenty to do there. There is, but listen, if these are going to actually pump more into the city, it's going to become an elite city, and Newcastle United are going to be taken over, and they're going to be worth a hell of a lot of money. And you know, it's kind of a reward for their fans for the last 13 years of going through torturous times with Mike Ashley. Let's be honest with each other. Like, when I did a little bit of research about this whole takeover, and I thought to myself, who is the nearest club to them? Who is the second richest club? Because of course we all know once it goes through, or if it does go through, but once it does go through, because I think everybody's kind of expecting it to go through, who's going to be the second richest club? And how far behind Newcastle are they actually going to be? Because when you look at Newcastle, they're going to have about 260 billion. Yes, I said billion. I didn't say million. I said billion. 260 billion. They're going to be the richest club. I reckon probably they've got to be the richest club in the world. Sure. The second club inside the Premier League that are getting nowhere near, I would like to say near, but nowhere near Newcastle, is Manchester City, 23.3 billion. It is a crazy amount of money difference, and it's pretty mental when you think about it in your head and you think, how elite will they actually become? Like on a serious note, I get that you want a sort of 5-year plan, and I know they've said, listen, it isn't going to be all sort of glorious time straight away. Of course, listen, they obviously want to start putting some money into the training ground, which is fair enough. That's probably a good way to look at it. And then, of course, you know, want to put some money into the city again, brilliant. And then, of course, you know, lastly, it's going to be Newcastle. But when you think about it, you know, of course, once it goes through, they've then got this whole sort of project to work on. Newcastle's going to be an elite team. and I'm a Borough fan saying this, but I'm just being honest with you, they're going to be an elite team. Just once a takeover goes through, it's going to be glorious, the fans are going to be rewarded, it's still going to be a sellout every week just like it is now, still pulling in 53,000 a week. They will probably become an elite club. I know people don't admit it, I know Borough fans don't want to see the positive for them, but that's the honest truth, that they're going to become this elite team, and they're going to be one of the richest teams inside the country, if not the world. It's when you look at sort of Premier League teams, especially this season, do you know what I mean? Aston Villa went up relegation spots, Norwich went up 20th in the league. You cannot compete with these teams because their teams are actually elite, and that's the way it goes. Do I agree with owners, with all the sort of money coming in and buying football clubs? A part of me doesn't agree with it. For me, if you have a foreign owner that comes in, or someone with loads of money who doesn't really know the area, he doesn't really know the history of the football club, for me, they come in, you know, they invest all the money, they make your team elite. Okay, you're going to go off on one now because your team's absolutely amazing, off your spot. For me, you sort of lose the identity of your football club, of course. Like, you know, sort of the fan will always remember, you know, sort of their first game, the tough times, the good times. But I think it's sort of overcast sort of thing of all the sort of money that's coming in. I mean, you're seeing all these high-end signings coming in, and etc. And I just don't really agree with it. I'm just trying to give me an opinion, but I just think, you know, when I look at Man City and Main Road sell out all the time. A.J.T, I remember when we played them, and Robbie Fowler had to score a penalty, and of course he missed it and Borough went to Europe. They had a sold-out stadium then, and I look at them now with all the money in, and they can't even pull in a full stadium. They are £23.3 billion behind them, and they can't pull in a full stadium. And for me, I just think it's down to sort of losing the identity of exactly what you are as a football club. Okay, it's great to have an investor that can come in and spend all this money on your football club. It's absolutely fantastic. But don't go losing the identity of what you really, really are. And that's the bit I wanted to grasp on the video is Newcastle fans are jumping for joy. Listen, there's brown hairs getting splashed all over the place. But don't lose the identity of what Newcastle United is. Don't lose the identity of the history, of the fan base, of everything that goes into it. Of course, it's absolutely fantastic for them. The fact that they're going to get taken over. And listen, they're going to be worth 260 billion, which is crazy. They're going to be the richest team in the world. I don't know another team that's going to be able to touch them money-wise. The most important thing is, do not lose the identity. And that's such a bit I wanted to bring from the video. Whenever you see sort of takeovers happen, of course you're interested in them. It's an amazing amount of money. The positive is, if you're ever going to go visit Newcastle, especially the city centre, city in general, it's going to be absolutely amazing because, of course, you know, the Saudi owners are going to actually pump money in. It's going to be absolutely fantastic to go and visit. And maybe I've rambled on a little bit too much there about the sort of losing the identity. But listen, in overall sort of football fan, neutral sort of outside looking in, it's a fantastic move for them. You know, they're going to be absolutely over the moon with it. Why wouldn't you be? If Borough had a £260 million owner ready to come in, of course, listen, Sir Steve will never ever sell the Borough. But if one day you ever had to, for whatever reason, and we had that sort of money coming in, listen, man, I'd be absolutely buzzing. Listen, my videos will be done outside the Riverside Stadium. Do you know what I'm saying? I'd be absolutely over the moon with that sort of stuff. You know, you can sometimes get a bit wrapped up in it, and sometimes you can lose the identity of it. And I don't think Newcastle fans will. Their fan base is so passionate. But for me, I just think, yeah, it's important to keep the identity. Fair play if it goes through. I know Richard Keys been barking up a little bit, saying this, that, and the other about it. Richard Keys is very much irrelevant and probably will stay forever irrelevant. And that's why he's wherever he is inside the world, trying to become relevant again. Of course, he had his opinion. I've listened to his opinion. I think Andy Gray was actually surprised a few days ago at some of the stuff he was trying to say about the takeover. At the end of the day, it's probably going to go through. And as I say, Newcastle are probably going to go on and enjoy some glorious times ahead, of course, with their fan base. But if you have enjoyed, as always, like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you soon. Peace out.